Shall I kick things off?
Okay. Guest
So,
honor.
congratulations. That's exciting. We're filming this before everything's announced, but congratulations to yourself. So pleased for you. It's lovely to see you get recognized in the community for all your hard work.
You should probably tell them what you're congratulating me for.
Oh, Tableau ambassador. Well, they'll know because, well, there's many reasons you could probably congratulate yourself for, I guess. But yes, Tableau ambassador. Super pleased, and in fact, I was probably more excited to hear about your news than myself, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just I appreciate everything you've done for the community, and as I said to you earlier, and on the chat privately, that we kind of have been on the journey together as such, because of being Tableau featured authors at the same time. Probably kickstarted the community careers at roughly the same time, and we've done a few projects together, so it's been nice to kind of watch your successes along the way. Are you just gloating?
No, like you said, I'm happier for you than I am for myself. When I got the email, I obviously was excited. I'm honored, humbled. I think I've worked really hard. It's nice to know that other people have seen that hard work and value it. But at the same time, I read it and I was like, oh, I hope CJ got it too, because we have sort of been on this journey together. We both started being more active in the Tableau community, I'd say around the summer of 2020. That was at least it for me. Was that it for you too?
I was a couple months prior when I first started. I think I started in about April, but I actually saw today that the first time I was like given a Tableau feature Friday was from Mark Reed, and that was in like mid-June. So it was obviously no one knew me for a good few months, and then it slowly ramped up, which was nice to see. But you know, you just need one person to give you that boost of confidence, right? And it can really kickstart things for you and make you feel, you know, a part of the community and want to give and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
yeah, maybe I've been here for a while, but no one knows.
okay, so I was probably lying a little bit because it was earlier for me too. But June 2020 is when anybody figured out who I was.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, right around when the pandemic started, so March, April is when I started doing more makeover Mondays and workout Wednesdays and looking at other people's posts and things like that. But in the summer of 2020, around a lot of the racial protests and things that were happening here, is when I made my Black-owned eateries in the US Viz. And that, I think, was when people first had ever heard of me. Sarah Bartlett was really, really encouraging and supportive during that. And that's the first time I think anyone probably had seen anything I'd ever made. So that's why I consider that my start, June 2020. So yeah, similar timelines. And then we were in the same cohort of featured authors, I want to say in December of 2020.
Yeah, roughly then.
And that's when we met. And then we both started our blogs in the exact same month. And
yeah. Am I just copying you? I'm not sure.
We're actually one person. This is a Parent Trap moment. This is my twin. No, so we really have had like very similar journeys, but it's funny because I feel like our skill sets are very, very different.
You're good at everything. I'm trash. Yeah, and we have different interests. That is one thing I was gonna say about reading your blogs. You're very much authentic and real to who you are, and I think that's, you know, one of the most important things to be in the community. And I like to see that side of things, to share your passion for what you're excited about, because we all have a common interest of data and geeking out on a few charts here and there. But as long as you're making content, be it YouTube stuff, be it blogs, be it visualizations, on all different topics and subject matters, I think that's what's like truly credible, and something I really appreciate about what you've been doing.
Well, thank you. I was not going to say that I'm great and you're not. I think you blow my mind in the way that you can, I don't know, one, your innovation, because I constantly see things on your Tableau public that I've never seen before. But you're just so smart about the way that you approach everything and so thoughtful. And I think that's really a place where can you hear that noise?
It's like a tap running.
Yes, it's the sprinklers. Okay. I can't edit out this part, so I'm sorry to the people watching this. You will have seen that. And I think I focus more on like, I just do really simple things. Like really, I'm just like, here's a bar chart and here's a table, but I hope you liked it because I made it pretty. That's what I do. And you're like, oh, here's this rhombus decahedron spinning upside down and singing you happy birthday. And I'm like, that is cooler. Yeah, that is a lot cooler. But it's nice. It's nice that the community can accommodate so many different styles and interests and strengths and things like that, because people do bring their own things to the table, and it's nice that there's room for everyone there.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's nice that everyone has their own little forte, and you do see that across people of all different skill sets, whether you're a Zen ambassador or just a participant in your favorite initiative. And to not plug my own blog website, but
I'll have the link up right here,
cj-mayes.com. Simon Beaumont, it was my most recent What's Good interviewee, and he makes some strong cases for that, and it's something he also appreciates, that everyone has their own talent and little thing that they bring to the table, right?
If you had to describe your contributions to the Tableau community in one word, what would it be?
Oh,
right, that's a good
the
one.
tough thing about doing a live interview that doesn't get edited. My contribution, divergent.
That is a good word.
What about you? Or chaos, maybe. I don't know.
You're doing so great. No, the first one was good.
Crop.
I would say earnest.
Okay, nice.
I think I'm very genuine in my intentions and the way I approach things. And that's definitely something that I feel like I've always carried with me. And I think there are a lot of people who are like that, but I think it's definitely one of the things that I'm the most proud about the work that I've done.
Yeah, I completely agree. And do you think that will change with your new role being front and center? And what do you hope to get out of the ambassador program?
I don't think I'm front and center. I'm more like 4 rows back and like off to the left. I'm just there. No, I don't think that'll change. And if that changed, then I'd be doing a serious disservice to the ambassador program. Because one, I think that's something that they're looking for and they're hoping for, but at the same time, that's the premise under which they brought me in under. So if that changed, I would have to, I don't know, excuse myself from the program or something. I hope you keep me honest. I hope if I ever stop being earnest, you call me up and say, Autumn, what are you doing?
Send you hate mail in the post.
Maybe not. What I hope to get out of the ambassador program. Oh my goodness, that is a very tough question, considering we haven't started yet. I think the thing that makes me the happiest is helping other people in their journey, making them feel confident and uh, like they have resources and support and friends and things like that. And I think being an ambassador can only help bolster those efforts that I feel like I've already been making. But um, I hope I can continue to provide that for people and also show people similar to what we were just talking about that anyone, I don't want to say anyone can be an ambassador, but like it's not a single lane that we're all coming down. You know, a lot of people are taking very different paths that look very different, and that there should be space for all of those there. So I hope I can be a little bit of a symbol for that. But what about you? What do you hope to get out of the ambassador program?
I probably poorly like phrased the question because it's not really about getting out of the program, is it really? It's kind of what do you want to contribute or give back and stuff like
It's
that.
the exact
So
opposite.
hence poorly phrased question. Yeah, I think you cover most things, but being able to support the community in some way, be that my own version of what that looks like. Um, I think with the blogging and stuff, I've found something that's good for me and I enjoy it. So if I can bring any creative element to that that supports other people's journeys and development whilst explaining some of the hindrances that I come across along the way, um, I think that means the most to me to be able to help someone else's journey. Um, I did have a kind of a moment of reflection while talking to a few other folk on brain dates this morning and realized like I joined Tableau Public just to be a little bit better at Tableau and pick up some missing pieces back in work just so I could make a conscious effort if some other developers off. But now it's kind of reached a stage of I just want to see other people succeed, which is such a lovely thing. And it's probably the reason I stay a part of it is because of the community. And I know it's kind of cliche. A lot of people say like join for Tableau, but stay for the community. But it's something I genuinely believe in. And it actually pushes me to keep wanting to post stuff and continue the journey with everyone. You're on mute. Christ. It's happened.
It was bound to happen at least once. I'm gonna make that the tagline of this video: join for Tableau, stay for the community, because I think that you're right. It's not cliche just because a lot of people feel that way. It's a testament to how strong and beautiful and welcoming the community is. Um, and I definitely feel that way as well. I just wanted to get better at Tableau too at the beginning, and I was posting things on public because what else was I going to do with them once I was done? And then I started having conversations about it, and then conversations about people's journey and how they spend their time and the things that they were interested in. And I've made so many wonderful friends, yourself included, from being in it. And I cannot imagine this past year and a half now, I guess, without it. So yeah, it's what keeps me too. But
Nice.
what is next on your journey? You've done so many wonderful things. So, like we talked about, featured author, ambassador, you were Iron Viz top 10. I mean, you are on your way to world domination. So, what do you have coming up for the rest of 2021?
That's kind. Probably similar to what I'm doing now. I've got a bit of a backlog of ideas kind of simmering. Whilst I also have kind of long-term plans that I want to hit. So, I want to do more collaborations. I want to do some creative chart type kind of blogging, which, could be a bit of make or break, where people are like, CJ, you can't be putting stuff like that out. But I want to start, trying to see what we can do in terms of pushing charts further. And some of it might be kind of a half-baked, here's a random template of data, but this is what you could create. This is another way of looking at data as opposed to standard chart types. So that's something I'm quite excited for. There is another whole part to me that is a bit more far-fetched and obviously will take a number of years to achieve. And again, this sounds quite silly to most people, but I want to build my website into more than just blogging. I want it to be, something that people kind of recognize. I want to be able to build my website into kind of almost branding in the same way that, you see the Judith Beckers of this world in terms of dashboard designs. You can scroll the homepage of Tableau Public and be like, wow, she's inspired that biz design wise, or that's kind of got her impact written all over it. I'd quite like that to be the same with my site as a whole, and people to be inspired not just by content I'm putting out, but kind of my values and beliefs and the site as a whole. And as part of that, probably, I've been considering doing some charitable kind of wing to the website and thinking of other ways that I can volunteer my kind of time and efforts across the community other than, dashboarding. So that's kind of a grandiose plan.
Sounds like a great plan.
You tell my brain just needs to turn off for 5 minutes sometimes.
I don't think so. Your brain does wonderful things. And I think you inspire a lot of people, even in the same way that Judith does. I definitely scroll through the homepage and I'm like, oh, that viz looks a lot like some of your vizzes. I think you brought radio vizzes like back up recently, and then they exploded and they were everywhere. Everyone was, I felt so uncool because I had not done a radio viz. It's like, this is the thing right now. I don't know how to make a circle that's not a pie chart. Like I felt so out of the loop, but I definitely do think you have that impact on the dashboarding front, but interesting to hear how you want to expand that.
Yeah, and I'll send you the sine and cosine functions to make a circle later, shall I? Nice. What about you? Enough about me. What's the next quarter looking like for you?
I don't know. It's so funny because we started this year having conversations about some of our collabs that happened earlier in the year, and just the fact that we're on the back end of the year is crazy to me. And it's, we have what, 4 months left? Yeah, I counted correctly. Yeah. 4 months left. I need to get back into making content. I, for a while, was really churning out vizzes. And then it's paused a lot just because other things in my life needed to take priority. And they did, and I'm happy for that. But I miss fizzing. I miss fizzing a lot. And I have a lot of ideas. What I don't have is a lot of time. So, but I'm a firm believer that you make time in your life for the things that are important to you. And I'm just gonna have to shift some things around. And that is sort of what happened, these past couple months, as other things were just more important to me at the time. But now I'm ready to shift back, and I don't want to say that you're going to see some cool vizzes come from me, because maybe that's setting the bar a little too high, but you will see some vizzes, period. I have at least my travel viz that I've been working really hard on, and that's going to come out. But I have some other things too, and I want to get back into that, and I want to get back into some of the regular challenges, Iron Quest and Makeover Monday and Workout Wednesday, especially because I feel like, I don't know, this makes me sound so old, and there are going to be people who watch this who've been in the community for such a long time who are like, are you joking? But I feel like I'm having almost like a full circle moment, even though I've only been in the community for a year and a half now. But I feel like I started off with the challenge things, and that's really where I started picking up a lot of my skills and even the design things that I have now. And then I moved away from that and focused more on community stuff and my blog and collabs and things like that. And now I sort of want to bring it back to how I started and really get back into the vises and mindfully making things that I hope inspire people. Maybe that would be really nice. That's definitely a good goal, but I think at the base of it is just those things made me really happy, and I want to do them again. It's like when you pick up an old hobby from your childhood where you're like, oh, I played the piano for 8 years and then I stopped and now I want to start again. That's basically how I feel about the community challenges. I want to get back to them because they gave me my start and they made me happy and they did make me stronger. And I want to see how the way I approach them now is different from the way I approached them when I first began.
And sometimes taking, time away from it makes you come back and appreciate it even more, doesn't it? How do you find the right balance between, contributing to the community? Because I've seen a few things online where people feel, either burnt out or, obliged to do these things, and sometimes, working a full-time job and then logging in and, albeit you do love it, and Tableau is a great thing to play around with in the evening, and it's meant to bring you excitement, right? But sometimes that can be, put on pause just because of the way life is, be it personal or work or just stress or otherwise. What kind of advice would you give to people in those situations? Big question, actually.
I know that's not
See you
easy.
hesitant. Big
But I
breath.
think I think I'm a huge advocate for taking space for yourself, especially for your mental health. And I think society in general still has it's come a long way, but still has a long way to come in allowing, I guess, letting people feel comfortable doing that, because we have this huge emphasis on labor in a really, this is going on a tangent. I already can feel it, but like in a, such a toxic way that makes people feel like a lot of their value is so strongly tied to their output, and it just makes you want to go all the time, and when you don't, you feel bad. And it's not as easy as saying like just don't feel bad about it, because no, it's hard. But one thing that I've been trying to do for myself in my adulthood, like not even necessarily Tableau related, is really listen to how I'm feeling, to what I need, and then giving myself the power to give myself that space. I actually wrote something similar, not really that similar, but kind of similar, in a recent blog about traveling. I just responded to some frequent questions that I get about traveling, and one of the things that I get all the time is, oh, I'd be so stressed or I'd be so tired if I were traveling that much. And I'm like, yeah, you get tired, but then you just lay down. Like it's on the days that I'm tired, I won't do as much. And I know with traveling, similar to working, you feel like you got to do so many things, and I definitely want to do so many things, but at the end of the day, I'm a human and I got to carry this vessel with me for the rest of my life and this mind with me for the rest of my life, and I don't want to push it to its limits, especially not at 26. So when those moments come, you just have to say, okay, I'm taking a step back, and be okay with that for however long it takes until you're ready again. I don't know if I answered your question at all, or did I just say lots of things?
No, absolutely. And I think people will find comfort in that. So I did like the quote, if you're tired, then just lie down.
I know, and that's such an oversimplification of it, but I think I think in these conversations, a lot of times what people are looking for is advice of like how to push through when you're tired. And I'm like, no, you don't need to push through when you're tired. What you need when you're tired is a break. Because people are like, oh,
Mm,
how do you like keep, how do you stay so productive? Well,
yeah, they
you're
want a
productive
miracle
when
answer to it.
you're productive when you have energy. And when you stop having energy, you stop being productive until you have more energy again. It's not about like a constant output. It's just doing what
Yeah,
you can where you can.
not to carry on the tangent, but I think that's the thing people forget about social media, isn't it? You know, you're going to be posting and you've got something to highlight or to comment, and you know, people don't see when you close your laptop for the day whether you're, you know, burnt out or not. They don't know what's going on in your personal life. They don't really. It's a place for celebrations, but I think it's courageous sometimes when people share them, you know, more personal touches of, wow, things are getting a bit much for me at the moment in terms of work. It's content's kind of drying up because of it, but I still appreciate it and I want to be back a part of it. And I think a lot of people resonate with that online at the moment. So anyway, back to the good stuff.
Okay. I will
Is
not
that
be
the
putting that.
transitions?
Yes, I'm gonna put that in between every single scene.
Okay, nice.
Okay. So before we go, is there anybody you would like to thank?
Oh, that's the question I was going to ask you. And it's a tough one because you run the fear of missing people out.
Really? Because my fear is mispronouncing every single person's name.
Also, that um, I'm I'm going to take the cheap route.
No.
And okay, I'm not going to take the cheap route. Um, I could pick anywhere, right? From, you know, who inspired my fine biz to people that, you know, are so uplifting in the community in general, to those that publish content that have inspired previous visualizations.
You could pick Roger Federer.
I could pick you because that would be a really nice thing to do because you're sitting in front of me and we get along great. Um, I am going to reflect on where it all started, um, and say the person that first introduced me to Tableau, and that person was Amar Singh at Lloyd's Banking Group. So he really sat down, and this is before I even had a Tableau public page. He sat down and taught me how to even start and, you know, just drag and drop and use the show me tab, albeit I couldn't even use the show me tab to start with. I was pretty terrible. And I made one of the worst dashboards ever and showed him at work with some fake, you know, banking data, trying to spruce it up. And he was so positive at the time. I think, you know, we both knew it was pretty terrible, but to be so, you know, supportive and continue my journey and eventually, you know, bring around to the idea of creating my own Tableau public page to get involved with some of the Makeover Mondays, which now actually don't appear on my page. They're that bad. Was probably, you know, where I pay a lot of, you know, respect to. So shout out to him, I'd say. What about yourself?
I was gonna name like 20 people.
Yeah, you can name drop. I'll just ditto it at the end.
Michelle Freeman is, you know what? I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna take your route to start with. Kevin Westlake. He worked at Disney. When I worked at Disney, he was the first person to ever show me Tableau. That's how I got started. And I actually reached out to him on LinkedIn recently and I was like, thank you so much because I do not know where I would be at this exact moment if you had not shown me Tableau all those years ago. So him, Michelle Freeman, she's the first person who ever spoke to me in the community. And I don't think I would have realized that the community was the community if she didn't talk to me. And I've told that story a million times, and I would tell that story a million times more, because all it takes is one person to make you feel welcome. And she was that one person for me. Sarah Bartlett, who I already mentioned um, earlier in this video, she was really supportive, and I made one of my first larger visits. I think that was probably my first, I guess, like organic viz, or like maybe my first like non-workout Wednesday or makeover Monday viz. But it's definitely the one that I put the most time and heart to up until that point. And she was, I mean, she's been great since. I still absolutely adore her, but definitely needed the confidence boost that she gave me at that point in my journey. You, my bestie, I definitely am very, very grateful for your friendship and for our chats. And it's definitely gotten me through a lot. Spencer Bauke, he also was really supportive when I made that first viz, but now we're coworkers, and he's a great friend and a great coworker. Luke Stinky, who is now my boss, best boss I've ever had, hands down. Big inspiration in the community. Such a nice person. Definitely pushes me to um, try harder and be better, which is something I think everybody needs. The Fleur twins, their blog, I wouldn't know how to do a lot of the things that I know how to do if it weren't for their blog. And I just love that they consistently give back to the community, and also encourage people in the community to put stuff out. Man, you're right. It's hard because I'm sure I'm missing a bajillion people. Adam Miko, the ambassador of the ambassadors, the community mayor. He is a fantastic person. Zach Bowders, he also was a great friend to me and encouraged me a lot. Oh my gosh, there's so many people. I'm just gonna put, like on medicine commercials where there's like a list, like a rolling list of like,
It's like a credits.
yes, I'm gonna put that on here. I'm just gonna put like a rolling list of all the people I want to thank, like, right, because there's so many. There's so many, and I'm sure I'm forgetting so many.
Yeah,
Soha.
you've mentioned some incredible people there, to be fair. So I'm gonna say it, ditto, there you are.
Okay.
But yeah, completely agree. And yeah, may it continue, right? There, even still now, I look up to those people. It's amazing to continue learning. I think you never stop, even if you reach Tableau Zen Master. I'm sure they'd admit that they still learn from each other, and that's what the community's all about. So that's why I didn't name everyone, because I run the risk of missing out people. So, but yeah, every single soul that's part of the community is, shout out to them, right?
That's a good point. Anybody I've ever seen,
Interacted with,
spoken to, has liked one of my visits. I've liked one of theirs. Anyone who's ever written a blog or just posted on Tableau Public has created the environment that brought us to where we are. And hopefully we can continue to contribute to that and help bring other people along with us. And I'm excited to see where our journey takes us.
Yeah, it is a very exciting time, and what an honor. And thanks for putting this together. It's been lovely to take part and sit down and chat with you. So thanks, Autumn.
And see.
Explosion cuts.
Chart things.
Do you want to record yourself an intro real quick?
Oh gosh, because it went so well last time. Some tea, the British way, and
is that English breakfast tea?
No,
can you leave the spoon in it while you're drinking the tea?
Yes.
Okay.
What if you need a little stir again?
Hi.
Hi.
Right, go on. You do the intro stuff. I'm guest speaker.
Maybe that's semi-true. That's mostly true. Hey guys, my name's Autumn.
Oh, hi, I'm CJ.
Yep.
Great, we're done. Should we move on?
That's it. That was I mean, what more do they need to know?